Welcome back to the channel. Thank y'all for hanging with me on this Thursday. And we are pre-fishing at Wheeler. Little bass on a thunder cricket. So, had a pretty good morning. I've got a good starting area. At least I think I do. I don't know, fishing pressure could ruin it. It's a pretty small area. So if there's more than a boat or two in there, that area is probably not going to be any good. Now, I think if the fish change, then we'll be okay because they're going to move a little further along. They might get on some isolated wood. I can run shallow, and I think I'll be able to catch them. But basically what I'm doing now is I need to find one more little area where I can go and catch one or two bass. You know, I think if my starting spot doesn't pan out, like let's say we give it 3 hours and we don't catch them decent in those 3 hours, I'm probably going to go to whatever I find tomorrow. So to take the pressure off me right now, I'm not looking for another place where I can go catch a good bag of fish. I'm basically just looking for a place where I can come and catch some keepers, potentially one big one. So that's really about what I'm doing now. I don't really see anything that's jumping out at me. I haven't really fished anywhere where I was like, man, this looks so good. Why am I not getting bit? Pretty much everything looks the same and doesn't look that good. So I think that's kind of how Wheeler is. They get in kind of strange little places. Every time I've come here and caught them, it kind of surprised me a little bit. So right now, it's all about just finding one little stretch. I mean, we're talking 20-yard stretch where I feel like I have a possibility at a big fish, or I have a possibility at a couple fish to maybe fill out a limit. So tomorrow is a lot of where I could possibly, tomorrow rather is where I'm going to probably have a backup plan. I think what I found today is good enough to do well in the tournament, unless I just really crush them tomorrow. Then it's probably where I'm going to start. And like I said, I should be able to go there and have a pretty good morning. If not, then I'm going to leave this area of the lake and go back towards the ramp. And tomorrow I'm going to fish closer to the ramp. But one little place back here or something like this where there's fish in here, there's, some quality. I need to see more quality than that little one I just caught. Then this could be a really good little supplemental area. But again, I'm not really looking for a place where I can catch one or two. I'm looking for like a 20-yard stretch where I think I can get a bite. That's pretty much all I need at this point. It's a one-day tournament, so if I'm going to come to this part of the lake, I'm going to catch them where I start. And if I don't, then something happened bad, fishing pressure, whatever, then I'm going to leave. I'll go and fish whatever I find tomorrow, hoping I find something. But we're going to keep looking. So I feel like anytime you're way up a river like I am right now, you may go down a couple 100 yards of bank and it just looked terrible. And then the next 50 yards you get to, it looks great. And it's perfect and they're loaded. So that's one thing I have learned about river fishing is it's not all good, obviously. And you get in little stretches where it just looks horrible and then it comes together. And those are the places we got to find right now. One of these little short pockets could be the deal for just a bite or two. I don't think I'm going to catch a limit. I don't think there's enough fish up right now that you can can catch them real good in one little area. I am kind of surprised that the fish are still pretty far back in the pre-spawn. Now this lake is going to come up another few feet before the spawn really happens. You know, a lot of times these fish don't spawn until like May. So we're a whole month away from that. And we're at a water level that's super low for them to try to spawn. But I mean, it's hot. You know, I think there's some that are going to try. So we're thinking, you know, maybe, just maybe one of these places is going to have a couple fish in it. I feel like there's got to be one good pocket that's near the main river that's going to have fish in it. There's going to be a lot that don't have anything in it. So basically, I'm looking for that one pocket. I'm looking for that one stretch. And I think if I find it, I think I can come back here on Saturday and catch one, because I'm not seeing a whole lot of boats. Oh God. I have really been junking it up today though. I've thrown like 12 different rods, so I do feel like I've covered a lot of different types of fishing, which was my goal coming in. I caught fish on 4 different baits today, so the water's fairly warm. I'm seeing 60 degrees. So that does tell me that. But these fish, they don't, seems like anytime I've ever been here later, like May, they're just spawning then. There's still fish spawning in May, or they're just starting in May. So I'm not rushing it. Most everything I'm doing is pre-spawn. I flipped a jig a lot today just because really you can't do anything else. I mean, there's so much trash in the water, sticks and all kinds of stuff. It's hard. There's one. Oh. 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 I'm glad I didn't say, oh, that's a giant. It's the wrong species. I don't have any advice for that, you know, when you catch one of these. I've never seen it help me. Not. Well, that doesn't tell me anything. Yeah, something will click. I feel like if I give myself enough time up here, I'll find one place. But again, I know I've said it 3 times. If we can't catch them in our starting area, or we give it a few hours and it doesn't turn on, then it's probably going to be all in on what I find tomorrow. And you know, I feel like tomorrow I'm really going to practice for like where I think I need to fish, and it's totally a backup plan, because what I found today, I really do like it. Unless I got to share it with another boat or two, then it's probably not going to be any good. But I do feel like it's a time of year where you can go fishing. Up here in this general area, I'm not getting a lot of bites. Everything that's biting me is pretty good though. I mean, I'm happy with the ratio of size up here, but there's just a lot of dead water. There's a lot of water, so we have a lot of places where we can fish, which is good. That's important to me. I don't want to be sharing this water with too many people. I know what I go to do tomorrow. I'm going to fish down by the dam, a couple of creeks down there, and I'm going to be sharing that with everybody. So I would be hoping not to fish down there, but you got to have backup plans. You got to have a lot of backup plans. So that's pretty much what we've found today. One good area, and I think for pre-spawn this late in the year, as those pre-spawn places are fizzling away, I'm okay with just one spot, one area, or rather not necessarily just a spot, but an area. That's okay. And I don't know, you know, I've been trying not to be content with whatever. I mean, today I've had about 14 pounds, which I'll be happy with that because I haven't had very many bites in the last few hours. But I still think it'll take probably 19, 20 to win if the scope bite doesn't really go off, which it always could. So could be way more. I've been here this time of year where it's taken 25, so you never really know. I've been here where it's taken 12 pounds to get a check, and I've been here at times where it's taken 15 the same week. So who knows? But I feel like it should be a fun tournament. The fishing should only get better. Hopefully it changes a little bit more. Fish move shallow. That's pretty much my day one report here on Wheeler practice. We'll see how tomorrow goes, and I'll touch back with you guys. But that's all I got. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the water.